Who's ready for some boom, baby, boom, rise and shine. It's another morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the mostest, Marquis Saint. This is Saint's Addiction. I'm on a mission to reach, preach, and teach to everybody every morning. That's what Mostly Saints is all about. They can't kill my account. They can't kill my clout. They can't kill my shine. And this morning, we're going to talk about the Ferris wheel. It's the absolute Ferris wheel that we all live. I mentioned it yesterday. There's a cycle. I even posted the map of all of us, of our habits, our addictions, our wants, our needs, and then we complete the cycle all over again. There's a pattern here, and I wanted to explain why most of us find ourselves on the Ferris wheel. So this is Saints Addiction. They killed the Instagram, so go over to Mostly Saints and give it a follow, like, share, subscribe below. Let's go. Leg out. Thank you very much. Shine on. Boom, baby, boom. So, Saturday morning feels good. Went out last night, skipped the nap, got myself up, motivated myself, because you got to motivate yourself. It's not anyone else's job to motivate you or demotivate you. It's your job to always stay motivated. I got teammates breaking up with the team because they felt personally attacked. I'm like, man, you got to get some thicker skin than that. And this is where it comes down for it. The reason you're on a Ferris wheel, the reason you get butthurt, the reason habits still persist is because that amount of effort to push past, the suffering, to bite, grin and bear it, right? They call it true grit, right? True grit. We'll be astonished what people can live through. We've been astonished that people can make it through a Holocaust, the gulags of Russia, through some people even made it through the killing fields in Phnom Penh. It's like they killed 2/3 of their own population, turned on each other. Kids are ratting out parents. Parents are sending kids off to prison, and people still made it through that. But you can't make it throughout without a cigarette, right? Like, you can't make it without sex. You can't make it without sugar. You can't make it without these addictive substances because you're on a Ferris wheel. That's right. On the Ferris wheel, it feels so good to be on top of the world. It's the best view. You're on top of the world. But soon enough, you rotate out of this. The human brain can only handle so many things, right? It can only handle the certain amount of hormones, right? It can't sustain any, like pain ends, right? Pain eventually ends. You can't stay always in pain in the hospital, right? You can't always stay in health either, right? And you can't always stay happy, and you can't always stay sad. It's in constant rotation. And they call this puppy love. No, joking. No, they call it a emotional wheelhouse, your wellness wheel, right? And when we're on this wellness wheel, this Ferris wheel, we're going to decide where to go, how to stay. Something's on my phone. No, there's no. I need a toilet paper. My nose is running already this morning. But to spin this wheel of our lives, these emotions going around us and inside of our head, inside of our soul, inside of our lives, we're spun up. We're spun up. They used to call it spun. I don't know for methamphetamines, but when you're spun up and your head's spinning so fucking fast, you can't even calculate how long your last emotion lasted or how long the next emotion's going to last. Good morning. And any of these things, it's just really weird to hold on to a wheel that's spinning. Right? And if you've ever seen like the vortex one where it like magnetizes you, right? Like the centrifugal force pushes you all the way up. It's one of my favorite rides. Plastic pocket challenge, y'all. But back in the day, there's still some plastic here. Back in the day, that was my favorite ride in the, what do you call that? The Ferris wheel, or at the fair, or what do they call that? Anyway, the circus. Anyway, you go to these rides and it sucks you to the side, right? The centrifugal force, literally, because of the force of gravity, we all know that feeling. We might walk around naturally without feeling gravity because we're so used to this amount of atmospheric pressure. We're not used to being underwater. We're not used to being up really high. So therefore, we have homeostasis. We have a natural feeling that I'm on this earth. When I take my next step with my Saint slides, my feet are going to land, right? Can guarantee it. It's not always guaranteed. When you're spun up, you're not always guaranteed to keep that centrifugal force going. You're not always promised that your situation won't spit out of control. There's all of us literally trying to maintain civility or maintain our mental health or maintain a thought, and woo, we're on the Ferris wheel, baby. We're gonna be spun up. Your head's gonna be spinning so fast. I talked about it yesterday, but talk about methamphetamines. If love, when they're doing meth, if you're doing methamphetamines and it's registering like the over sensation of your brain like love, that is why they keep doing that drug. Because if it felt like a hug, like heroin's supposed to feel, the hug you wanted from your parents, the congratulations, I still love you, the support, you would hug that drug. If it felt like love, you're for sure gonna take another hit, bro. And I had this conversation with my friends about being addicted to love. And he said, would you rather be addicted to Coke or would you rather be addicted to love? And I was like, oh man, I don't want to be addicted to anything. This is Saint's addiction. The reason is to not let anything have power over me. And then I get to make my own decisions, not under duress, not under stress, and definitely not under misunderstanding, but under calculations, under choosing, right? Like this is a plan, man. This isn't something that's just happenstance. This is our lives, and we don't even put that much energy into it to be like, wait a minute, I want to live this sort of life, right? I want to choose my outcome. I want to choose the things that keep me on the Ferris wheel or get off of it, right? We don't have to be at the bottom of the Ferris wheel. It doesn't always stay at the bottom neither. It doesn't always stay at the top either. It is naturally in balance, in cycles, just like the sun. Come on, son, show to go just doing laps over. 66,000 miles per hour. And your brain, your thoughts probably even faster inside your brain, orbiting. I guess you can call it orbit wheel if you want to, but in a Ferris wheel, we have this assumption that we're at the fair, we're at the circus, we're having fun with our lives, and that everything's rising and gonna be awesome. Oh, no shit, it's not. No, okay, I gotta do more drugs, and now we're back. Everything's awesome, and we're going back up the top. Oh no, God, okay, not again, not again. And the tough part is, and this is where I wanted to have this conversation, is you push that goal line further back. Have you ever been with somebody that played a video game, board game, any kind of game, and they started making up the rules on the spot? You're like, oh, wait, what I meant to say is if you step on that line, then you're out, right? Like, you didn't say that earlier, right? You know what I mean? Like, you're just making this up as you go along. Literally your emotions. Making it up as it goes along to say it's going to replace the things that you feel inside. If you feel a certain type of way, odds are you're going to try to maintain that on your insides, right? You're going to try to self-medicate and make everything else feel all right for now. But soon enough, it wears off, it starts coming around, and then you're back to where you found yourself in the beginning. And you're just like, why am I constantly treading? Why am I constantly cycling? Why is happiness beyond me? Why can't I seem to grab it? Why does it always seem fleeting, right? Happiness is fleeting. Time is fleeting. Time flies when you're having fun. We've all said that, you know what I mean? But time's equal, right? It's our perspective of that pain. It's our perspective of that emotion. It's our perspective of the orbit. When we're on like, oh, I'm on the, what do they call it? The dark side of the moon. Like forever, I think the Chinese just started mapping the other side of the moon, but forever we didn't see that other side of the moon, right? We don't see the other side of our character. We don't see the other side of our decisions or our habits. We just stay cyclical. And it works for us. And it's been working since we were 8 years old. It's almost like taking the training wheels and letting that kid ride at 8 years old with a driver's license. No, you needed to be 16, 18 before you could even drive an actual what do we call that? Moving vehicle, right? You know? Anyway, this message is brought to you by Roken Babes, Championship Babes. Cartridges sold separately. Look at that golden Saints Addiction cartridges. I'm doing horrible at quitting weed. did good for the first 3 days before New Year's, and then it's just like, this is my habit. I just want to feel this way. And you know what I mean. Let's turn it up. Bar Pro Pen, mention Saints Addiction for 15% off at Roken Vapes. The whole order. I think it's even off the shipping. Ooh. There we go. Man, my screen. I don't know what the fuck's going on behind me, but whatever's. And the truth is, it's not what's behind you, it's what's inside you. If you look at a certain situation and you feel like you're in a position of lack and not abundance, odds are you're going to scramble for equality, right? Equal emotions, equal feelings, equal amount of money. And these things aren't equal. Each one of us has a deficit. Each one of us has assets. Each one of us is in a balance. And we're trying to create that homeostasis. We're trying to keep that in a loop that we can only understand inside of ourselves. The lever or the measurement that we devise of ourselves is all measured by feelings. They ask you, how does that make you feel? You know, and how did that make you feel? And you're just going like, well, I transport myself mentally back to when that happened. And of course, I'm going to say all the bad things that happen because I'm geared that way. And over 50% of it's genetic, so I'm interpreting these things through lenses, right? I put in the mask, so now my perspective has a mask. Now my emotions have a mask. I'm not being honest with myself. I didn't come to a realization. I didn't get real with myself. I just said how I feel with myself. And that's where it comes the difference. Is like, of course it was going to feel a little bit bad to do the, what was it? What did we do? The Spartan race, running around in the sunshine, fucking hot as fuck, lifting rocks and sandbags. Like, we ain't got nothing better to do, right? You know what I mean? We're like, fucking hell, I can't believe I'm taking a day of my life to go exercise in the hot heat. But there I was, in full training mode, in bandana mode, right? I'm going to be a full-on fucking, what do they call it? A warrior? What is it? Ninja warrior? Right. And then you're going to be like, I'm optimal. I'm doing my mostest. That's a fucking challenge. To keep myself productive, to keep myself ebbed and flow, to keep myself happy. I'm never shocked, bro. Plastic pocket challenge, y'all. Plastic pocket challenge. Nasty ass shit. Yep. Nobody's cleaning up after themselves. Not even for the tennis ball, baby. That should be for the dog. Let's grab that, shall we? Okay, cool. And without any self-control, without any discipline, without any guardrails, there we are, being emotionally stirred up. A big old twister of just what's happened to me and why I feel this way. And let me tell you the story. And we pay psychologists a lot of money just so they can hear our story. And then if they hear it, then maybe we will feel less. This isn't cognitive behavioral therapy. This isn't an actual solution. And I'm not talking about being, what's it called? Not waterboarded. What did they do that with Ernest Hemingway? When they put the electrodes on both sides of your temples and fucking shock therapy? Right, this isn't shock therapy. Challenge. You know? This is awareness, bro. This is our lives, homie. That when we live in this thing called our brain, our skull, the gray, right? We can treat it any which way we want to. And now you have a trackability, an actual accountability, right? To say, hey, I act this way because of this, right? I do this because of that. And the reason is because XYZ is because I want to be mentally free. Fuck, there's so many different trash in here, bro. Fucking hell. Let me drop that ball though. that I have a chance to spin this Ferris wheel. Your boy Marky Saint won't lie to you, bro. Like, I don't like to lie to myself much, and I don't like to wear masks, and I don't think I cover it more on social media than anyone else on this bitch, right? No lighting, no circle light. This is real sunshine, you know. It's really me. I really make my own apparel, but I haven't washed it in a week, you know. Like, I wake up and I brush my teeth. And you're lucky I do that, right? I'm lucky I do that. I'm lucky I get to go outside. I'm lucky I get to take showers. I'm lucky to have my life. And I'm even more blessed that I love my life, right? I love my life! You know, I get to scream at the top of my lungs that I'm not in jail. And look, we got doggies. Here you go. Here you go. Look at them go. Yeah, we'll see if they really like it or not. This guy's picking up shit. Here you go, bro. Ugh. No, I found it over there. Yeah. The dogs can enjoy. Look at them. You're welcome. Yeah. I tried throwing that with my left hand, probably with my shoulder, keeping it real, you know? And a Jeep keep it real would be, why do I need these things? So I sent a video to my friend, and I think it's not Dexter, it's a spinoff, it's something like that. It's the guy that's also on the police force, but he knows everything about psychology and he's analytical. Comes into the mess hall with the prison, he's been arrested, and now he's like, I'm not a cop, and everybody's like, what's up, pig? You know what I mean? They're about to fuck him up, right? He's like, I analyze people, you know, some of them murderers, some of them in this room, right? You know? And then he said, oh, let me get this straight. You're the shot caller, right? You do glue you're mad at yourself because you like the high of glue, right? You're sniffing glue, but you're afraid that it makes you look weak in front of your men too, right? And he's like, yeah. And that you're covering up these weaknesses inside, aren't you? Yeah. And he's just like, how did you know? Right? Everybody's so stoic, all the hot chicks. And it's like, when's the last time your daddy told you he loved you? Why don't you have children? You know, what's your excuse for dying alone with your cats? You know what I mean? Like, we all have it hanging over us, and we don't want to admit it. Not one of us. Not one person wanted to wear the word addiction. They didn't want to be on the mission. They didn't want to tell the truth about their insecurities. They didn't want to tell the truth about their shortcomings. And that's why they persist. I have to be real with you. That's why they go on, because you never established any reason for it not to. And so again, the Ferris wheel spins and you're trapped inside the switch, bro. The whole I'm up, I'm good, I'm not, I'm good, I'm not, I'm good, I'm not. And then on that, we're going to smoke the morning motivation. Make sure you join We Club on Instagram. They killed Saints addiction. So go ahead, go to Mostly Saints and like it up too. We're all going to have to do what we do. These dogs are taking shit everywhere and making their master pick it up. I swear the aliens think that the pets are running things. Let me get this going. If I can. As windy as it can be. Lighter, so I found some matches, and that's what we're doing around here, bro. We're trying to match energies. I told you I wouldn't lie to you. I love fun. I'm addicted to happiness. Right now, I'm getting a rush of the tobacco with the weed. It goes inside me and goes, ooh, very soothing, very calming, very demure. I also know that in about 4 hours, this bitch is going to go away and I'm going to want another one. And another one. And another one. Because this is Saints addiction. And I keep it real. I had to call my weed addiction. And I didn't want to. I was like, no, it's the perfect drug. It's like mushrooms. It's just like, you know, all of us are doing it. And then watched the post this morning and it said porn. Artificial intimacy, right? Fast food, artificial nutrients, right? What is there's a whole list of things. Social media, artificial connection. We go for the artificial shit and we wonder why we feel plastic. We wonder why we don't feel spiritual. We're not talking to our spirit, we're talking to our ego. What's wrong with you? Yeah, you're gonna feel good as soon as you lose weight. And you're like, it's the process. You felt good because you got off your ass. And day by day, every time you went to the gym, you started to chip away. You know, it was the process. It's not the finish line. You know, I'm big on smelling finish lines, right? You don't even want to slurp. Smell that finish line. And when you do, you feel a sense of accomplishment, but it's fleeting. You know, I'm like, yeah, I'm on top of the Great Wall of China. Woo! And then I went, I'm still taking selfies. I'm all alone. I'm eating lunch inside the Great Wall of China and I got no one to share it with. No one to be like, oh, did you see that cannon? Did you know the walls were 10 men wide and 5 horses deep? I didn't know. But I would have loved to share that with somebody, you know, more than social media and nobody watching. I promise you, it was a whole inevitability that I'm arriving to these places, but I haven't arrived, right? I'm at the top of the Ferris wheel and I feel like I'm falling down. I can't keep these highs anymore. Grabbed the cocaine on the boat with the yacht with the girl, and it still didn't work. Boom came the depression. Boom came the downside. Boom came a really steep downside. And that's your withdrawals. That's the feeling that you got to get it again so you can get back up to it again, but you never can reach it again. And that's the form of addiction. Just pushes us further away. Further away from our spiritual selves. You know, they said it's addiction is giving up everything for one thing, and sobriety is giving up giving up one thing for everything. Isn't that a sweet little comment to say that, you know, we don't have to stay stuck on our things. It just makes it almost damn near impossible because we've given it over to coping mechanisms. It's the truth. We decided to cope instead. We decided to heal ourselves ineffectively, right? Going for the artificial medicine instead of the real medicine, right? You know, the real medicine comes from our food, right? It said, it was Steve Jobs that said, are you going to have to eat food for medicine, or you're going to have to eat medicine for food? Wow. And there it is. Michael Jackson, when they found his ass, he was just full of pills. He had nothing in his stomach. And I'm sure that's what happened with your boy Elvis. And when it wasn't women, and when it wasn't guns, and it wasn't food, what did he have left? Death. And that's what we'll do, like gerbils, just spinning around in this wheel the whole motherfucking time. Yup. Guess what? So we won't ever get off the Ferris wheel. And fair only comes around once a year, and today ain't it. So to move it further away, you know, to move our sobriety further away, or our freedom further away, you know, or our fear pushes us further away. And then we don't ever think we're going to get away from food, right? My friend said, I'm powerless to food, Mark. She's 400 pounds. Everyone has something. I don't give a fuck if it's social media, food, or porn. The statistics are out there. We are leaning on fake crutches. It's a crutch. And we're trying to make it stable, right? But the truth is, it's not healing ourselves. It's not healing the limp. It's not healing the ankle, the bad bone. You know, we need to get to the bones of this. The bones, the center of the Ferris wheel. You know, that it's okay to have both, the halos and the horns. You know, it's okay to be good and bad. You know, it's all of it. You're not going to be mistake-free. No one is perfect. And in that process, you tend to find different outcomes. And that's what I did. I got off of that Ferris wheel, the Ferris wheel of condo, car, and career, right? Sold everything, went around the world, started making that my Ferris wheel, right? Started making my time with my friends my addictions, right? Started making my my fasting my new addiction, right? Started making my my day the new challenge. You know, doing something new every day, right? Pushing myself past a nap, pushing myself past poverty, right? Looking at the situation like, I don't have to be a gerbil. I can be free. I can get outside of the matrix and get outside of me. I can push things. I can move mountains, right? I can move me. And now you have real motivation, right? That you don't seek it from outside sources. It's not someone else's job to drive you. It's your job to drive you. It's your job to drive the Ferris wheel. Don't let some no-name dude down there below that you don't even know from the circus have control over your world. What does the new lyrics say for lyrics on shirts for your boy Kendrick Lamar? He said, baby girl, don't put your future in this weirdo's hands. You know, you're letting weirdos lead you, bro. The Romanovs letting fucking, what's his name? Rasputin come into the fucking castle and take pictures with the family. What the fuck are y'all doing, bro? You know? And we can ask ourselves all the time, like, what the fuck are we doing? And odds are, we're trying to satisfy ourselves. We're trying to satiate, you know? Odds are, we're just trying to placate and soothe. And as long as we're feeling okay, right, then everything's gonna be okay. And that's simply not the truth. To be okay, you gotta diet, right? You know what I mean? To be okay, right, you gotta take risks, right? To be okay, right, you have to challenge yourself, and you have to accept that challenge and say, I'm willing to fucking do something different. I'm willing to fucking go inside of my mind to get a different result. I'm willing to search my soul so I don't feel this way anymore. And I'm willing to fucking endure, which is one of my favorite words, the book Endure. I wrote a book, South Korean prison. You can go to it, check it out. The book Endure was to get past all that bullshit, was to get past this inner work that I needed to do, that you need to do, that we all need to do. And there it was. I was just like, you know, not for nothing, to center yourself means you're not the center of the universe. It means you're a part of the universe in flow. And you're not on a Ferris wheel, right? You know what I mean? You're in the middle of the Ferris wheel. You're centered around all these feelings that you could possibly go in every which direction of that wellness wheel, and check those things. How's my finances doing? How's my family doing? How's my health doing? You know, how's these relational parts of my wheel, the spokes of this wheel, when I'm in the center, instead of being on the outside on this Ferris wheel, just getting spun out and stuck to the wall with magnetism and what is the word when you're using gravity and what's that called? That force when you're centrifugal force, you know, pushing me to these limits and extremes, and I'm not even driving me anymore. I'm spun out. I'm on the outside of it when I want to be in the center of it and let it spin around me. To be detached from the gravity, right? To be separate from all these emotions is be like, you know, it's almost like trying on clothes, really. You know, if it's a cold day, I got on a hoodie, even though it's nice and sunny, you know, like I put this on, but I also put on my mood, right? I also put on my perspective, and I also probably put on my apps, right? As soon as I go into this mode, I operate this way, right? It's my process, and only you can choose how long you want to go with that process. We also make disposables too. And I don't want you to dispose of your life, you know? I don't want you to dispose of your time. Hell, I don't want to dispose of mine either, you know? I wanted people to elevate. I wanted people to hack happy, like I said yesterday. And I honestly identify with it, listening to the Harvard professor, the happy professor, whatever they call him, you know, the man that broke down science. And a lot of it's just a journey. I watch it and go, I'm on my weight loss journey. I'm on a journey to find myself, right? Find my purpose. And it's purpose that drives us. It's purpose that gets us to go further than we thought we could. And that's that purpose that I hope you seek. Something that makes you centered, something that keeps you from running from your discipline or running towards, what's the thing called? Another sensation, another impulse, right? You're so centered that you're detached from running anymore. That's where I really wanted people to get to, where it's just like, I only have so much time left, right? I don't want to waste it. So that means I take action, so there's no regret. And because I changed my trajectory, that's the Kafka challenge, I now have a chance at keeping myself happy. I now increased my odds of keeping myself in check, right? And that's all it is, dude. It's having self-respect and self-discipline and also, giving yourself a chance. There we go. So I know for facts that fasting has helped me. I know for facts that exercise has helped me. And I know for facts that killing ants has helped me, killing automatic negative thoughts. And that's what I'm preaching, I'm preaching stillness. I'm preaching consciousness, and I'm preaching risk, calculated risk, to say, I know that I'm on this Ferris wheel and I don't want to be here anymore, so let me take a chance at my life in a new rhythm, in a new Ferris wheel, in a new strategy, and to see what I can make my life be if I choose me, right? Instead of this Ferris wheel, this circus, this crazy that keeps me further and further away from touchdowns, man. And that's all it is. So you can get distracted, you can get emotional, you can get demotivated, but for sure, can you be ignited? Can you be controlled? And can you be centered? That's this morning marijuana motivation. If you got anything out of this, you already know. Like, share, subscribe below. But as always, peace and love. And Shigaton. That means goodbye, but not forever in Finnish. And I will see you on the other side. As soon as you like, share, subscribe. The other side of fear, the other side of your excuses, and the other side of the world. Because that's exactly where I'll be. Peace.